everyone. Hello, this is Dave and welcome to Equities Story. I'm here with the wonderful Wolf, and it's just general share advice and not personal advice. Wolfie, 3 stories that reported today, and I'm just going to go over these stories because some of them we've been following for a while, and they're sort of we know the stories reasonably well. The first one I want to talk about is 360. You know, it's just below trend, so it's not a buy for me technically yet. But Wolf, there's light at the end of the tunnel, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the numbers, Dave. This is a stock that has got a future, right? If the market just lets it do what it needs to do to get the cash flow positivity without smashing it too hard, I think this has got future, because if you look at the numbers, growth is strong double digits. They're on track to hit their own guidance and become cash flow EBITDA positive by 2023-24, right? Which is not that far away now. We're looking probably within 12 months, you might see this maybe a different story, and you could see a different share price at the same time. So I've got time for it because I also use the app myself, right? So I do have something as a vested interest in this. I don't have any stock in it, but I do have an interest as in following the actual story itself. So yeah, look, I don't mind it, and let's see how it goes. And I know it's been a tech stock that's been smashed because of cash burn and so on, but yeah, we're getting closer to that, getting to that space where it's going to be cash flow positive.
All right, now Eagle Mountain had some, you know, it had a bit of a move up, 27%. It's up 11%. They had some very small but very rich hits, and what they've come out and said is a possibility that there could be some good stuff around that area. But again, that is still speculating, and we you know, we need to see those big hits before we really get excited, Wolf. But you know, I don't want to be I want to be a half glass full. It's better than finding nothing, isn't it?
Oh, look, I still got time for this. You know, I mean, so it's a decent copper play. We don't have many decent copper plays here, but I just wish, you know, we got some sort of clarity in where we're going with, you know, maybe some mine type stuff where we've seen a lot of positive drilling. There's no doubt we like it, right? But we need to see probably the next step or where we're going to go with this, because I think as an investor in general, you want to have some milestones coming up. You know, we're getting excited. We're getting some maybe cash flows even. That's the thing, you know, in a market like this, we simply just need a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's the catalyst for this stock.
I agree.
Getting some value in it. Wolf, I'm going to just talk about 2 stories that are looking fairly interesting on the charts.
Yes.
And the first one's XRO.
Yep.
You look at these stories and you want them to do a little bit more. It's done a little bit more, and you know, I'm just looking. It's sort of gyrating around a little bit now. But if it can hold around there, Wolfie, that for me is a buy. I'll tell you why I'm getting interested. It's a quality tech story, and it's good to see. You know, if you look at the American tech stories, you've got Apple. That for me looks, if it looks like that by the end of the week, it's a buy. You've got Microsoft, absolutely superb. You know, you actually got Amazon and Meta coming back and Google coming back a little bit, but 2 standouts there, certainly Apple and Microsoft. And I think with all the turmoil in the world, especially with these banks, you know, the market's looking for pretty safe places, right? Good businesses, which hopefully are not going to get too affected by a bank run or an issue with the banks. So you can see why there's a lot of money, especially been going into Apple and Microsoft as, I say, safe havens, Wolf, a place where you feel that your money's a little bit comfortable. And obviously Microsoft with ChatGPT is getting excitement, and the new version of ChatGPT is all very, very exciting. So, you know, I think looking very good.
Dave, look, if you take the glass half full type scenario, and if you think that this ChatGPT, the AI that they're working on, is maybe going to be the next big thing, right? In this space, then this could be easily 300 plus stock, right? And this is where I'm coming from when you look at some of these stories. I'm happy to take a punt on that because the track record of some of these bigger companies like your Apples, your Microsofts, your Googles, and so on, are very, very good because they dominate the field. They pour a lot of money into these things, and generally speaking, they succeed. So I'm happy to back them on this. So I like first of all, I like the chart, so technically speaking, it's good. But then you look at the fundamentals, and it's a story that's actually profitable, great long-term track record. It's almost like the bank of the tech world, right? Because it's got so much cash. It's got, it's even got a liberal dividends to boot as well. So for me, that's the standout. Yeah,
that Microsoft. Well, we are trading this. We put it as a long-term buy on the 24th of October, and it was a buy under 242, and it's obviously up and doing really well. But it's not too late to get into the stock. So if you're not in Microsoft and you can trade these American shares, I think Microsoft certainly in this climate is well worth having a look at. As really as Apple, right?
Yes. Yeah. Another one, that's really dominates its market. Its watches have been going quite well. So got so much cash on its books. It really is still one of the best probably tech stocks around. So you're probably comfortably thinking buying it for the moment.
Yeah, definitely, Wolf. And I'm just having a look. And again, if you look at, and then it really brings you back to the XRO story, sort of quality stories. And, okay, it was trading 150. I get it. It's been as low as 70. It's 88. They've had that change in management, slightly different focus.
Dave, and I think that's the key here. That's why it's looking better now. It's the change of focus, cutting costs, looking at profitability, right? This is almost like a different ball game here. This is what you're buying right now. You're buying the management with a different vision. It's almost like it's a green light to buy these things.
Okay, and I think you've got a good risk reward to trade this, Wolf. And I know the market's hard at the moment, but I think the risk reward is worth it. You've got to buy under that sort of, I reckon you go under that 88.50 level. We're gonna trend it. It's a trade. Yep. This is a large cap. It's medium risk. I think you'd have maybe a 6-month target. Yep. You would look. I think you've got a great little stop loss actually at sort of 81.90. Give yourself a little bit of a leeway.
Yep.
And you've got a target price. There isn't. It's got some pretty clean air. Actually, you could argue if you're patient. Okay, let's say 130. Yeah.
I'm just happy to start with 100. That's almost like 20% already. I'm happy with the first target, $100. Let's make some easy money. Let's call it. And then we can look at 130. You're looking almost 60-70% returns. I should be happy with 20.
Let's hope it's easy money anyway. All right. So I think that's out of all the stocks we'll look at today, I think that's Wolfie. That's a reasonable trade.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is good.
Now, one standout is LAU, and again, hot stock. A lot of people are in this. We're trading it. Had a buy signal, didn't it? A few weeks ago.
This is a breakout today. This is what you're buying. This is a great day. Cheap dividends, good growth. What else can I say? Good space at the moment. I think this is just another standout that you'd be going. Risk reward is on my side because because it's cheap, because it's got growth, because they've come up and the outlook is still quite decent. I think this is dollar easiness. I think, and when I say easy, I shouldn't say those sort of words, but when you think if the market behaves itself, you could see this at $1 with, without batting an eyelid.
Well, let's put this one as a trade. I mean, we are in it anyway, but if someone's not in, it's got target price of $1. Buy under that 0.85. I think Wolf, look, it's held that happy little green line. I think by the end of the week, I don't see why we can't have a stop loss at say 0.69. Yep. I think that's reasonable. That's obviously on a weekly chart. So please, guys, at the end of the week, that's when you make the decision. I'm like it, Wolf. I think there's potentially 2 interesting little buys we can put out there.
100%. For very different, but very good at the same time.
Oh God, look at that! Is someone listening to our conversation?
Yeah. Can you open the door and probably there's probably like 5 people going.
No, there's definitely not, but it's really weird, isn't it? But anyway, see if you get in. See if you can get in. Maybe you got to pay a little bit more. Maybe I have to change it now. Oh, hang on, it's going up. Well, we'll leave it there. 0.85. Maybe it's going to be 0.
I think you'll get in.
Yeah, 0.86. Just leave your bid. Hopefully you
anyway, you should have been in already. We've talked about it enough, right? We've put it as a hot stock. We've put it as a trade. We put it as a long-term story. There's no excuse not to actually have any.
All right. Now just have a look. Wolf, Einstein's was nothing terrible there, but nothing brilliant. It's sort of obviously the market was pretty negative this week. It was up. Most of them are just holding in there, as they often do. The first week, remember. But Nanosonics is looking much better. So I had that buy signal that's gone through, and now we've got a nice little breakout. I really do like that chart, much better actually than even the buy signal. EBO was maybe the standout chart last week, and look, it did go through the buy signal. And again, Wolf, that would be on Einstein's again. It's got a nice little breakout, yeah. IAG, disappointing. It's really been gone with the market, but it's holding in there, right? So if I was in that, I'd still be holding it.
I think the narrative has slightly changed for the insurers because of that bank issues we've had, but maybe the interest rates might slow down and maybe even reverse right in the short term. So that's the narrative I think has changed. That's why you're looking at AIG, maybe QBE a little bit softer this week, going, let's have a look how the Fed reacts to all this schmozzle that's been going on.
All right, let's wrap this up, Wolfie. Listen, 2 good trades. What I would like to say is tomorrow is we've got Cincinnati trading event. If you want to learn the magic with me and the Wolfie, we'd obviously love to see you there. We're not doing many events like we did before, so I think we're only going to be doing 4 this year. So don't miss it, because if you haven't learned how to trade, it's crazy not to do the Cincinnati. It's absolutely mad.
And join us for Ask the Analyst today. Of course, we're going to have some great looking charts for next week.
All right, thanks, Wolfie. Have a good day. See you, mate. Bye-bye.